Yolanda, it's cool, baby. It's cool. We still just talking. Come on, point the gun at me. Point the gun at me. There you go.
Hello all my exciting quizzes, my name is Patrick and welcome to Fun with First Names, where each week we look into the meaning, origin and some extra fun facts behind one specific first name. And this week we're looking into the first name of Yolanda. Though before we begin, I just need to say a huge thank you because recently, last week or the week prior to say, because I'm filming this at a weird time, basically recently at the time I'm recording this, we hit some amazing milestones for Name Explain. We hit that long awaited goal of 1,500 followers on Instagram. I've been rattling on about it for a while now, so thank you guys for joining me there. That really means a lot because that's a social media platform I really enjoy, so just to have more of you guys there is great as well. But however, we actually hit our next big 100,000 milestone in the subscriber section, the subscriber field, whatever you want to call it, 300,000 subscribers. That's insane. When I first began Name Explain, I thought the limit would be about 100,000 or so, if that. So to be at triple that, you know, even 100,000, I was amazed. Even that's all I wanted. Now triple that. That's incredible. Like, thank you all so much for watching. Though of course some of you are actually amazing enough to support Name Explain on Patreon, and I want to say a huge thank you to Sleepy Bunny Carrie OWO, Donna Lynn Pryor, Pamela Wants or Pamela Wants, Nicholas Nelson, Luis Villalobos and Stephanie Rachel. All those guys being patrons in the most recent last 2 weeks or so. Thank you all so much for supporting on Patreon. In fact, like I've been saying, it's just amazing seeing this sort of support. So let's talk about the name Yolanda. And what's interesting about the name Yolanda is it's not very popular. It's not the most popular name out there, that's for sure. Though if we actually look into its meaning, it is actually quite a popular name, kind of. Well, its meaning is popular anyway, I should say. Despite how exotic and strange the name Yolanda might seem, especially to an English speaker like myself, it actually simply means violet, as in, you know, the colour violet or the flower violet. I don't know which one came first, probably the flower. And while Yolanda may not be the most popular of names, Violet definitely is. In the USA in 2020, Violet was the 37th most popular female name, like in the top 100, in the top 50 even. Violet is a really popular name at the moment. Don't know why. Couldn't tell you why. Is Willy Wonka making a comeback or something? Are there going to be lots of Charlies and Violets and Verucas? Gosh, if there's someone called Veruca watching this video, let me know. I'd really like to hear that. So it's just great to see that despite Yolanda being such an obscure, not particularly popular name, it kind of is in its own way. Its meaning is super popular. Its meaning has become a more popular name than this name itself, which is really cool. Well, I think it's cool anyway. Though how on earth does Yolanda even mean violet anyway? Like, how did we get violet from Yolanda or Yolanda from violet? Well, it seems we have the Romans and the French to thank for this one. The name has its ultimate root all the way back with the Latin word for violet, viola, and I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. I've actually got Forvo open on my phone with that on there. I'm going to do the rest of the words I'm going to say now, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, we'll say. And if you're wondering, this has nothing to do with the instrument either. That's a whole different etymology, which I should really cover another time. I haven't really looked into musical instruments that much on the channel. That's something I should do because there's some really interesting names in the world of musical instruments. And I imagine this became a first name for the same reason many other flowers and pretty objects became first names, because they're nice things to look at and they're nice words we associate with nice things, and people want their kids to be named after nice things. You've got to be a pretty weird parent to give your child a name of something unpleasant. Though there's something in Mongolia about that I read about a while back, about how parents purposely give their children unpleasant names for a specific reason. If someone knows more about that, let me know down below, but I want to make a video on it. Anyway, it was in medieval French, however, as to how this name started to become Yolanda as we know it today. Medieval French gave us the name of Violante. No, I'm just kidding, I checked for though, it's Violante. That's how you pronounce it, Violante, not Violante. Old Patrick would pronounce that, and future Patrick probably will pronounce it that way, but right now, he's really dedicated to getting words as correct as possible. Cool. And after some time, a variant of this name started to appear in medieval French. That was Yolanda, with a E instead of an A, as we have it today. And it was this alternative medieval French form of the name as how we got the English name of Yolanda. So it went from starting with a V to starting with a Y, and what's also interesting about this name is the other letters it begins with in various forms around the world. In example, the Dutch and Czech versions of this name have it starting with a J. Meanwhile, other Romance language versions of the name, like the Romanian and Portuguese versions of this name, have it beginning with an I. That's one name that has variations beginning with V, Y, J, and I. How crazy is that? I should have done this video even for J or I. Can't remember what I did for those instead, but could have done these. Could have done Yolanda, but I didn't. But here we are now, making up for my sins. Cool. Though, as I've mentioned, Yolanda isn't a terribly popular name these days. In the USA and in the UK, it's not in the top 1,000. However, once upon a time, this name was super popular. From the about mid-20th century, this name was really dominant. I think it was about 130th or so in like the 60s, 70s. Man, where are all those Yolandas now? If you're a Yolanda, born in the 60s or 70s in America, or just wherever, let me know. Why are you called Yolanda? I want to know these sort of things. I could research it myself, I guess, but YouTube likes audience interaction. And as for famous Yolandas, I came across Yolanda Tussenge, and she was a makeup artist. She is a makeup artist. She's still alive, I believe. And what makes her so unique? Well, she was the makeup artist for Mrs. Doubtfire. Obviously, that film had some quite impressive makeup and prosthetic work, so worth mentioning. She basically created Mrs. Doubtfire. I think she got an Oscar for it as well. Not too bad, Yolanda. Not too bad. However, for myself personally, when I hear the name Yolanda, Yolanda from Pulp Fiction comes to mind. Honey Bunny or Pumpkin. She's one of them. I think she's Honey Bunny. That's what comes to mind when I hear the name Yolanda. And of course, Samuel Jackson's famous line of Yolanda be cool. And that is how the band, music artists, duo, Yolanda be cool, that band, they are named after that quote from Pulp Fiction and in turn named after Yolanda. So there's another famous Yolanda for you, the band Yolanda be cool. I think even if you've already got one famous song, that Bubba Bubba one, but maybe that isn't even them. But maybe it is. I don't know. I said I should start doing more research. I didn't research what songs Yolanda be cool did. I'm pretty sure it's the Bubba Bub one. Pretty sure about that. And as for a video game Yolanda, there's apparently an old Amiga game just called Yolanda, and I presume the main protagonist, the female on the box art and in the game, is called Yolanda. I've never heard of this game before researching this. I've never played it myself in turn, but apparently it's dreadful. Everyone's saying like the worst game possible is this game Yolanda. If you've played it, let me know. I bet the Angry Video Game Nerd's done a video on it. Maybe I should go check that out. But anyway, that's just about everything you guys need to know about the name Yolanda. But what are your thoughts on this name? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you know anyone with the name Yolanda? Are you called Yolanda yourself? Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, I just want to share some of the thoughts you guys had on last week's name of Jimena. Pedro Minchik said, the name exists in Portuguese, while very uncommon, but it's pronounced as Ximena. How interesting. This pronunciation didn't come up during my research. Ximena. Just another interesting way in which it's pronounced. Choice Snarf says, there may not be any Jimenas in games, but there's a character in Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey named Jimenez, which is a patronym from Jimeno. That's something, right? Damn straight that's something. We'll take that. I'm taking anything at this point. Thank you very much for highlighting that one for me. And K-Star says, I just refuse to believe that he actually thinks Jacques is pronounced that way. He has to be messing with us. No, as mentioned, I'm not messing with you, except for just then when I did pronounce Jacques as Jacques. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm just really bad at my job and just go into like an autopilot mode sometimes and just don't even think about if I need to know how to pronounce it. I'm dumb, my brain is silly. Next week, we'll be looking to a name starting with the letter Z, and what name that will be exactly will be chosen on a poll exclusively for my patrons to vote on. So if you enjoy the channel, want to help support it and have a say in what names get explained, then please do consider becoming a patron. It helps out in such a huge way. $1 a month gets you all of that extra goodness. You've heard me talk about this a lot. Loads of people already are patrons. Thank all you guys already for being patrons. Just thank you. And even if you just look at the Patreon page, thank you as well. Go check it out. There'll be a link down below. Anyway, that's more than enough for myself this time. It's been therapeutic, guys. You guys are my free counselling, it seems, at this point. Don't forget to go follow me on Instagram, where I'm NameExplainYT, and don't forget to go join the Facebook page, Friends of Name Explain. Friends of Name Explain? Friends of Name Explain. Got there in the end. Whew. Take care.